Please give me food.
My step-grandmother's hand struck my face instead of giving me bread, while my stomach twisted with hunger.
Get away from me, you hungry little...
But my hunger vanished the moment my evil stepsister, Seraphine, threw boiling water on me.
Why do you have to be a like your mother, always causing trouble?
My name is Trinity Whitten. I'm the granddaughter of a Eastern Elder Beta, once one of the most respected voices on the Eastern Council. My mother had been one of the quiet shadows of his estate, serving, trusted, invisible to most. She had golden blonde hair and silver eyes, her beauty impossible to ignore. My grandfather may have been cold, but he cared for her in his own way. When she found out she was pregnant, he allowed her to stay in his home to raise me. For a time, we were a family. Everything was going fine, until he discovered the truth. That my father, the man my mother loved, was human. From that moment, everything changed. The Elder was furious. He called me a stain on the bloodline, a disgrace. Not long after, my mother took her own life. I was too young to understand it fully, but I remember her scent vanishing from the halls like she'd never existed. My father disappeared too. I've never heard the truth, only silence. Not long after, my grandfather took a new mate, Katrina, a noble-blooded she-wolf with ambition in her smile and frost in her voice. I became her unwanted reminder of the past, a half-blood girl with no wolf, a legacy no one wanted. Soon after, Katrina announced her own pregnancy. I was excited, naive enough to think a little sister, technically my aunt, might change everything. But when Seraphine was born, they were consumed by her. From day one, she was everything they wanted, pure, powerful, praised. I kept hoping it would fade, that maybe eventually they'd look at me and see something worth loving. But it didn't, and it never will. It started off so small, a chore here, a request there. But the list of tasks grew, and requests became demands. I was treated as if I was nothing more than an Omega in the territory. My bedroom was moved to the upstairs tower, and a lock was put on the outside of my door. Life in the manor was not easy. My sister Seraphine loved to bully me, and my step-grandmother did everything in her power to make my life miserable. Meanwhile, my grandfather was at best indifferent. I wasn't allowed to attend parties or harvest moon gatherings like any of the other girls my age. I was simply forgotten. It was as if I had disappeared. I didn't think my life could get worse. I know now how wrong I was. On my 16th birthday, Seraphine didn't bring me cake or a kind word. She brought glass. Her eyes gleamed with hate, and before I could shift or shield myself, she drove a shard of shattered crystal into my side.
You don't deserve a mark like the rest of us.
She hissed.
You're not even a real wolf.
The pain was nothing compared to the humiliation. The wound was deep, low on my ribs, but jagged and permanent. It would never heal clean, not even under the moon's blessing. Every time I looked in the mirror, all I saw was what I lacked, what she made sure I'd never forget. I was wolfless. No fangs, no fur, no howl, no place. Whispers spread quickly through the pack. Some said I was cursed. Others swore I was born of forbidden blood. A girl without a wolf? Unnatural. Dangerous. Wrong. My step-grandmother gave me a charm mask enchanted by the council. He told me it would shield others from...
your presence.
But what she really meant was, cover the shame. I wasn't allowed outside without it. Then I wasn't allowed outside at all. Rumors blossomed like rot. Seraphine told anyone who would listen that a single look into my eyes would kill a man. They called me
the cursed girl in the tower!
And no one questioned it. So I lived locked away behind stone and spell, watching wolves my age grow into ranks and rituals, while I counted moons and dreamed of running far, far away. Until one day, a decree arrived from the Alpha territory. Alpha Logan was searching for a Luna to be.
We should host a Harvest Moon gathering. This is my chance to finally secure my future with the Alpha.
Seraphine was under the delusional belief that she and Alpha Logan were destined to be together, even though she barely knew him. She only wanted rank and wealth. My step-grandmother supported her madness by whispering words of encouragement into her ear, eager for pack status as well.
That's a wonderful idea.
Step-grandmother agreed. My grandfather shifted uncomfortably. His gambling debts had us on the verge of bankruptcy. Hosting a Harvest Moon festival would be expensive. But if this is what it took to make Seraphine a Luna, it would be worth every cent.
Send out invitations,
he said with a forced smile. Trinity, I expect this place to be spotless. Step-grandmother spoke in a sharp tone.
You will work night and day until everything is up to my standards. And don't even think about attending the Harvest Moon Festival and distracting the attention from Seraphine. Not that the Alpha would ever marry anyone as ugly as you anyway.
Of course, I wouldn't be allowed to go. I never attended any of the Harvest Moon gatherings, even though I was invited and had every right to be there. Step-grandmother said that I made people uncomfortable, and no one wanted a rumored cursed girl in the pack successor home. I didn't argue. There was no use.
She has no wolf, yet carries more power than you know.
You were supposed to protect me, and you let me fall. Logan, come find me, and save me.
Logan was having visions. For a moment, the mighty Alpha looks shaken. There is a knock at the door.
Come in.
The heavy doors creak open. Kappa Paul enters and kneels without looking up.
Paul, that thing we spoke about yesterday, I haven't stopped thinking about it. I had a vision of that girl, again. It doesn't feel like a dream nor a nightmare. Someone weak, asking for help.
Paul tenses. Something shifts in the air.
There are whispers, my Alpha, of a girl in the east, wolfless, unmarked, and if the intels are true, her name is Trinity.
Trinity. Inform the elders. I am coming.
The night of the Grand Harvest Moon Festival arrived. I listened to the music and chatter drifting up to my room. I stared at my door, which step-grandmother had locked after shoving me inside like a filthy secret she wanted to hide.
So you can't scare all the guests away.
She had hissed before slamming the door. I wondered what it would be like to mingle with the pack guests or wear a fancy dress. I looked out my window to the blood moon. It was my 18th birthday. Most girls would have a blood moon gathering or blow out candles. They'd at least get a gift of some kind. Instead, I was forced to clean all day without rest or food. No one had even mentioned it at all.
If only my mother were here.
I sighed. My mother's dress. I thought to myself. I opened the dusty chest at the end of my bed and pulled it out, holding it to my chest as if she were still in it. It was made with intricate lace and the tiniest pearls that glistened in the light. It was the most beautiful dress I had ever seen. I put it on, and it fit me like a glove. It was as if it had been made for me. Looking in the mirror, I hardly recognized myself. I usually wore my sister's hand-me-downs, dresses that were faded and out of date. Seraphine would never allow herself to be outdone, so I always had to look haggard next to her. I stared at the girl looking back at me. For the first time in a long time, I felt beautiful.
No one would even notice if I snuck downstairs.
I reasoned with myself, getting ideas of grandeur as I twirled in my dress. I twisted my hair up, securing it with pins, stray pieces falling to frame my face. Grabbing an old piece of coal, I lined my glowing silver eyes, which only made them shine brighter. I snatched up an extra pin and went to work on the door, picking the lock. Just when I was about to give up, I heard a click. It was all too good to be true. I took a deep breath before I pushed the door open into the hallway. I just wanted a glance of the Harvest Moon Festival. That was it. Although, I wouldn't mind seeing the Alpha for myself either.
I'd love to see what all the fuss is about.
I muttered to myself. I crept towards the stairs, the music growing louder. I glanced down into the Harvest Moon Festival. It was full of pack hierarchy and high society elites in glamorous dresses and dapper tuxedos chattering, eating and dancing. I crept down the stairs taking it all in. Everyone looked so happy and free. Suddenly, the most handsome man I'd ever seen in my life was in front of me, gently taking my hand in his.
Have we met before?
He murmured.
I assure you, we haven't.
I answered, in awe that someone had touched me with their own free will. No one ever touched me. Most people wouldn't even look at me because of the rumored curse. This was a whole new experience altogether, and I was still trying to wrap my mind around it. It was only then I realized the man was still holding my hand.
The pleasure is all mine.
He said with a chuckle.
I'm Logan.
The heart skidded to a stop. Logan? I thought to myself, the man touching me is the Alpha? Well, no wonder women were lining up at the pack territory every morning for the pack's successor. a chance to be his Luna. His chiseled jaw, dazzling smile, and piercing eyes were captivating. The Alpha was absolutely breathtaking. He gave me a sweet smile. I blushed. It was the first time a man had ever taken notice of me. I was at a loss for words. Suddenly, Seraphine came barging toward me from the crowd.
Logan!
She exclaimed, throwing herself at him.
Come, let's make a toast to our future. My sister will only bore you. She barely speaks English and isn't allowed in society.
Logan never took his eyes off me, leading me towards the candlelit terrace, completely ignoring Seraphine. I could feel her eyes burning into my neck with fury. I would pay for this, I knew. But at the moment, nothing else mattered and I didn't care. Consequences be damned. Finally, it was just the two of us. The Alpha immediately loosened his shirt at the neck, gulping in a breath of air as if the Harvest Moon Festival had been stifling him.
It is a bit of a prison, isn't it?
I startled at his words, not at all expecting them as he paced around the terrace.
Apologies. I needed a reprieve from the vultures.
I thought men like you thrived on adoration.
Hardly. I find desperation highly distasteful. Where have you been?
Are you well?
I'm suddenly feeling better than I've felt all my life. You're a breath of fresh air. Why didn't you arrive sooner?
Am I really to believe you aren't familiar with the rumors in your own kingdom? Surely you must know who I am, and that you've just committed social treason.
Oh, I've heard all about you, Trinity Witten. Just as I'm sure you've heard what everyone has to say about me.
Logan, the most eligible Alpha in the land. Known for his sharp wit, intelligence, and unmatched skill with the most powerful claws and fangs. Women swoon at the mere mention of his name.
Logan rolled his eyes.
A tedious reputation.
You shouldn't be here with me.
Shouldn't I?
Are you not afraid of the rumored curse? I bring death to those who look me in the eye. Haven't you heard?
And yet, I'm still breathing, Trinity. I'd prefer death over this snooze fest any day. And perhaps I have a penchant for danger.
You're not afraid of me? Most people are afraid of me.
Most people are fools. I prefer to make my own judgments. Everybody thinks they know what I want.
You should probably go talk to my sister Seraphine.
Why would I do that? Not quite my taste, I'm afraid.
Nor mine. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive. I appreciate honesty more than you could possibly imagine.
The Alpha wasn't at all what I'd seen in other pack membermen. Not that I'd engaged with many, but Logan seemed different.
You aren't claimed?
You think any man in his right mind would counsel and marry the rumored cursed girl? Besides, I'm not interested in being a mate.
No interest at all?
None. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Alpha.
You are witty, Miss Witten, and trust me, nothing about you is disappointing.
The air seemed to chill at his words, and I couldn't help but look up into his eyes again. Something about him was so undeniably alluring that my heart ached.
If I had my way, I'd never marry either. This is all my mother's doing, and it's an exhausting circus. My future Luna will be very disappointed. I have no interest in love.
Right.
I realized we were both stuck in very different prisons of their own.
What do you want, if not finding a mate?
Freedom.
Freedom. You and me both.
Claim me. We can sign a contract so there's no confusion as to what this is.
Logan froze, staring at me. I couldn't tell what he was thinking. Was that awe in his eyes? Shock? My heart pounded as the silence ticked on, wondering if I had just made the gravest mistake of my life.
There you are, Alpha. I'm sorry you had to endure my heinous sister. She shouldn't even be allowed in public.
I disagree. She's far more interesting than any other woman in attendance. And far more beautiful.
What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything. It was nothing.
What's going on? You were supposed to seduce the Alpha. What happened?
She spoke to the Alpha. She's ruined everything, Mother.
As she always does. You despicable child. You're just an illegitimate child. You're no match for a future Alpha like Logan. You're not qualified to be his Luna.
Step-grandmother, I've never once thought about getting claimed by Logan.
Liar!
You're a just like your mother. She made a fool out of my father. I won't let you do the same thing to Logan that your mother did to ours.
I could hear the music playing inside. When I looked toward the dance floor, I saw Logan surrounded by a herd of women all hoping to win his heart. My own ached a little. Who are you kidding, Trinity? I thought to myself. Nothing's going to change, even after tonight.
Who's there? Who might you be?
I am Alpha Reese. It's a pleasure to meet the elusive, rumored Cursed Girl.
Thank you, Alpha Reese.
There was something warning me away from the man, something I couldn't shake.
Alpha.
I'm sorry to startle you. I just want to give you this.
A blue rose?
Blue roses were rare. They could only be found in the most remote parts of the lands. I had only ever heard about them in stories. I'd never seen one before.
The rose's beauty comes alive when you're wearing it.
Alpha Reese.
Dance with me?
I was confused. He wasn't asking me to dance with him. It was clear he wouldn't take no for an answer. He pulled me gently inside the Harvest Moon Festival and toward the dance floor.
Alpha Reese, I see you have graced us with your presence uninvited.
Just stopped by to remind you of your debt.
How kind of you to show. The more the merrier.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend anyone.
Not at all. I see you've met my eldest daughter.
Step-grandmother and grandfather shared an uneasy look.
I'm sure you have been taken with our daughter's beauty.
Step-grandmother said in a voice so fake, I had to stop myself from rolling my eyes.
She has yet to be wed.
Yes. You know how impulsive I can be.
I always get what I want.
Alpha Reese.
I have to cut this visit short. I'm sorry we won't share a dance this evening, Trinity, but soon.
I wish you safe travels.
The clock is ticking, Elder and Elderness.
Disrespectful, arrogant man. How dare he show up here like this?
Now, love, don't make a scene. He's left and that's that. You know what he's capable of.
Everything has been arranged and is according to plan.
Very good. They have something up their sleeve. I want to know what it is.
About Trinity. Are you sure about this?
Yes, I never had second thoughts. You, of all people, should know that.
I understand, Alpha.
Trinity, I will surely make you mine.
It had been a few days since the grand Harvest Moon gathering. My life had gone back to normal, with the exception of Reese's unexpected visits. He was determined to claim me, but I still couldn't figure out how I really felt about him. Something in my gut twisted every time he was near, and I still had a feeling there was unsettled business going on between him and my grandfather. I still thought about the Alpha from time to time. I hadn't seen Logan since the Harvest Moon Festival, and it was beginning to nag at me. It was just before sunrise one morning when I made my way down the stairs and stopped abruptly.
Trinity, you're 18 now. As the Elder's granddaughter, you are to receive a personal knight to serve as your bodyguard.
What? I didn't understand. My grandfather had the Elder rank, yes, but I was never included in any of the pack traditions.
A personal knight has been selected just for you.
For me? But I thought I wasn't entitled to that.
Well, after your unexpected appearance the other night at the Harvest Moon Festival, there's been some scrutiny. If your sister is going to marry Logan, we need to be perceived as packs through and through. That includes you now. Oliver.
Ma'am.
I made a mental note to tell him to never call me ma'am again.
I think it would be best to hold a private ceremony. Oliver, is that all right with you?
It's already an honor for me to serve you. I don't need any recognition or glory. Simply doing my duty gives me great joy.
I felt like I had seen that smile before, but I couldn't quite place it.
Rise, Sir Oliver, my knight.
I, Oliver, a knight of the Royal Guard, hereby solemnly swear that from this day forward, my claw and fang will be used to protect the first granddaughter of the Elder, Miss Trinity Whitten. I promise to forever render my service to her. My body and my soul will be bound by this oath to her and only her.
I, Trinity Whitten, the first daughter of the Elder, have heard the oath of Oliver and accept the claw and fang that will be used to protect me. From this day forth, I will be using his service, rewarding and punishing him. I will forever hold his words in my heart, and his body and soul will be bound to me with this oath. I'm sure you've heard the stories about me. I'm sorry you have to be a personal knight to someone like me. I'm sure it's a huge disappointment.
Trinity, nothing about you is disappointing. I will always be by your side.
First.
Thank you, Sir Oliver. I would like to get to know you better as well.
Sir Oliver, I am to show you to your rooms.
Thank you. Trinity, I will take my leave and find you shortly.
Of course, Sir Oliver.
I couldn't help but feel like I was missing something very important. Just then.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Reese.
Is Alpha Reese going to claim Trinity?
He certainly has the intention. But for now, they're just getting to know each other.
He seems well off and very taken with her. He even brings her blue roses, although I can't say she's too smitten with the man.
Am I to understand that Trinity isn't treated very well here?
I never imagined the Elder would treat his own like this. Her mother was a true she-wolf. Maybe that changed the moment she chose a human.
She's still his granddaughter.
His blood still flows through her veins. I know. She's resilient, taking all of their abuse for so many years. She deserves so much more than this.
I will make sure no one ever hurts her again.
The next day, after hearing that I had never been on a horse, Oliver decided to teach me how to ride. I settled back into the warmth of him before realizing what I was doing.
Sorry.
I'm just glad you feel at ease with me, ma'am. You only ever have to be yourself with me.
What is this I'm feeling? I wondered. Why is my heart thumping so loud and fast?
Please call me by my name.
Only if you call me Oliver.
Something about Oliver made me feel alive, but I knew that nothing could ever come of it. Ladies were forbidden from romantic relationships with their sworn knights. Those were the rules. Again, I was a victim of fate. I laughed, despite myself. What kind of man would fall for someone like me anyway? My imagination always got the best of me. So, how is it going with your knight?
He's quite handsome for a knight. I don't even need to see his full face to tell. Well, he is rather good looking, I guess. I like his smile. It makes me smile.
Oh my gosh, Trinity, look at you. You look so beautiful when you smile.
Really?
Yes, you really are beautiful when you smile, Trinity.
Reese.
Hello, Trinity.
Why am I comparing the two men's smiles? That's improper. I scolded myself for caring so much about such things.
Am I disturbing you?
Of course not. You're welcome to join us.
Oh, look what we have here.
Seraphine!
Are you here to counsel the rumored cursed girl?
Something like that. I hear the Alpha has still not chosen a Luna to be.
Well, nothing is set in stone yet, Seraphine said.
I can't imagine anyone else having a stronger connection than we do. I am destined to be Luna.
I'm sure you're right. I guess some of us like to actually put in the work when counseling someone.
How dare you? Look at what you made me do.
I was in too much agony.
Who dares hit me?
You dare lay a hand on her and I'll do more than hit you.
Sir Oliver...
I'm sorry, ma'am. I wasn't here to protect you. It's my fault you got hurt.
No, don't blame yourself.
How dare you? I'm the Alpha's future Luna.
Trinity, please go inside. I'll take care of this.
No, Oliver, I'm not going anywhere.
Don't worry, ma'am. Even if an army stands in my way, no one can stop me from avenging you.
I can take care of her.
You have hurt my pack female, and now I must avenge you for that.
What? You're Trinity's personal knight? Impossible. Mother didn't agree to allow her to have one.
It's true, and it is my honor. Kneel down before Trinity and ask for her forgiveness.
I'm not kneeling in front of that hideous monster.
Would you rather me slit your throat?
All right? Don't touch me. I'll do it. Forgive me, sister.
You're forgiven.
I must get Trinity back to her room to tend to her burns.
I'll come for you tomorrow. I have an important question I want to ask you.
Are you all right, Trinity? I will always protect you. Promise me you won't say yes to anything you don't want with your whole entire heart. Promise me, Trinity.
I nodded even though I didn't understand.
Good girl. Breath.
I didn't realize I wasn't breathing. I inhaled deeply. Oliver smiled and caressed my cheeks.
This is dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? He never said another word. I moved through the hallway quietly, drawn by voices I knew too well. I stopped, hidden just behind the carved column.
You said I was the only one who could calm your wolf. Do you still believe that?
I remember even the things I wish I didn't.
Then stop pretending. I'm your fated Luna. That bond doesn't just fade. Not for her.
I froze. My breath caught before I even realized I'd stopped breathing.
I never stopped caring about you. But Trinity, she was the one I chose. And I broke that.
And you'll break her too. She'll hear this, and when she does, it'll destroy whatever's left.
Something inside me cracked. I backed away, quietly, carefully. But nothing could muffle the sound in my chest. I didn't think she saw me, but she turned. Her eyes flicked toward the corridor where I'd just slipped out of view. And I knew. She knew.
So, she heard.
She smiled.
A drop of bellshade root should do it. Not enough to kill her, just enough to break her down. And when they start asking questions, well, Oliver's the one who made me apologize, isn't he?
I didn't wait to hear more. I didn't sleep well that night. I tossed and turned, thinking about what had happened between Oliver and me. My heartbeat was faster whenever I thought about Oliver. It was the first time I had felt so strongly. It was so much stronger than anything I had ever felt for Rhys. My feelings for Oliver were more intense. Is this what they call love? I asked myself. I only read about such things in romance novels. They always made my heart skip a beat, but this was the first time I felt that way for a specific man in real life. Suddenly, a violent wave of nausea swept over me. I had never felt anything so awful. And that's when I noticed the funny smell in the air. Someone has poisoned my pillow, I realized.
Tell me she will make it.
I'm doing everything I can. She seems to be stable for now.
They will pay for what they've done, I promise you. I give you my word as your knight. It's a setup. Trinity was just the bait. Oliver will take the fall. He always does. But I wasn't here for her. It was to test if Rhys's pack are making moves against me. And they are. And now they took something precious. This won't be quiet. No shadows, no mercy. We will strike fast. We will strike loud. And we will just send one message. Never wake a resting wolf.
Everything fell apart in seconds. Northern wolves poured into the estate like shadows made flesh. Rhys was buried under rubble.
Dark Kappas.
I, Kappa Paul, have come on behalf of the great Dark Alpha Logan. We've defeated your entire pack and have taken prisoners. Now we come for the Alpha Rhys. The East is broken. Submit or give up your life.
Rhys! Do something, please! Do something! Rhys, our child, he'll kill us.
Child? She's pregnant?
Rhys, any last wishes before you die?
Stop. Take me instead.
You'd offer yourself?
You want a sacrifice? Here I am.
Then you belong to the North now.
Was she captured to be broken, or to become something unstoppable? And when Trinity learns the truth, that Oliver was Logan all along, and that he led the attack on the East, will her trust shatter? Or will she finally accept the fate she never chose, and claim the power she never asked for?
To know what happens next, download the Pocket FM app and continue listening from the 5th episode of the blockbuster series Fated to Rebel. Install in the next 1 minute to listen to 1 hour of the story for free.